day 2 of Media Agua. How's it going for you?
Yeah, it's going great. I'm gonna do an interview with Sick TV, which is another TV channel. They've already done a couple of hit pieces on us. So in the spirit of transparency, we have invited them to come and speak to us, to hear our side of the story, and to make sure that facts are given out fairly. So I'm looking forward to speaking with them, and yeah, watch this space. Bom dia.
Hello.
Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Agua.
Paulo.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Paulo.
Hi,
Hello.
Tom,
Bom
brother.
dia.
You okay?
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Again.
Good to see you.
Bom dia. Bom dia.
This is
Miguel.
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 How
How
are
you
you?
doing,
Agua.
Miguel?
Bom
Okay,
dia.
nice to see you.
Sorry about my
We're
Portuguese.
waiting for our colleagues
Yeah.
that contacted you.
Okay.
It's Amelia.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's coming from Lisbon.
Okay.
Yeah. We are from the same network, but they are the ones that contacted you to come inside,
No problem.
and we are also
They are supposed
waiting.
to be here at 11 o'clock,
Okay.
but they are a little bit late. Maybe I'll call them. I'll try to call them if they are.
No problem. We are patient people.
Okay.
It's a 3-hour-and-a-half journey.
Oh wow. Well, thank you for coming.
We have to pick up the material.
Yes. Well, first of all, I just want to apologize for my Portuguese.
Yeah,
I'm learning. To give us time.
Amelia.
Agua.
Agua.
That's okay. I
Well,
can carry this for you.
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
I'm used to. What is that?
It's just for visitors, just to make sure that.
Visitors detail short visits. This application must be completed by all visitors over the age of 18. That's us. Legal name. I hope you'll understand my letters.
Absolutely, that's fine.
Estrada, como é que se chama? Calvia de Magalhães?
Rua
Calvia de Magalhães.
Of Agua. No, I'm not the leader. It's not my part. Like I said, I'm not anybody's leader. I'm not anybody's king. I'm my own leader. So this is a part of our family home.
How many hectares?
4.7.
4.7.
You have a good drive?
Someone lived here before, no?
Someone lived here before?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
because it shows that this is old. The path is old.
Oh yes, yes. This property has been here for a very long time. The person we purchased it from was here for 30 years.
30 years?
He moved here in 1990. And he lived with his family. And from what he told us, his original plan was to start a community in Portugal.
Like you?
Not exactly like ours, but similar. And it never quite worked out. And then he got pretty old.
Yeah.
And yeah, decided to sell. So, yeah, very good man. Welcome.
Okay.
This is our home. We're going to be interviewing upstairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can make your way up, that'd be fantastic.
It's indoors?
It's outdoors. It's in the veranda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Thank you. We have some tea and some cake for you.
Okay.
Yes, everything is homemade. We make all our own food. Most of the ingredients, not all, most of them are from the land that we've grown.
This was already done.
Some of it we renovated and we upgraded it. But this building was built already, yes.
Yeah.
And slowly we've made some modifications.
And you are here since 2020?
July 2020.
July 2020? But you came earlier to Portugal.
Came in September 2019.
Okay. So, but you used to live on
Yeah.
the surroundings?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And from the late week till now, do you have some kind of sympathy with the neighbors, or they are showing some animosity?
No, we have good relationships with the
Não
neighbors.
vais sentar aqui, não vais sentar aí.
It's one. You are the only one who is going to speak,
I will sit
or two?
with two, with John.
With two.
Yes.
Okay.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Jesus Christ, Buddha, all these people stood up for themselves and their sovereignty and their right to free will. So if any organization or person wants to come and destroy us and take our free will, our God-given free will to live freely, we're not violent people. God will answer for us.
Okay.
I understand the fear, but we don't live in fear. We live in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we all have some kind of fear for something.
Yeah, of course. You feel fear, but life is full of fear. But you choose. Fear is a choice you make. You either choose to live in fear or you choose to live in love. If you choose to live in fear, what's the point of being alive? There's so many things to be afraid of. Financial collapses, money is running out in the world. There's so much chaos, wars. Why live in fear? This is why we're here.
Yeah.
Because we've decided we no longer want to live in fear. We want to live in love.
This is a nice place to live. The surroundings, the nature.
Mhm.
I'm talking about Portugal is a nice country to live.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, I saw some videos from you. We have a problem because nobody lives in the interior.
That's right.
So you have a lot of wildfires and nobody's there
That's right.
to deal with the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice place to live,
That's
but
right.
there's no jobs, no work, there's no industry, nothing,
So maybe this is a great opportunity to advertise Portugal as the perfect place for people to live the kind of life we're living, to come here and look after the land. We don't need to have industries and big buildings that pollute the world. People can come back and do what your grandfathers and grandmothers, great-grandmothers did, look after the land. What many of these beautiful people in the villages are doing now that are left. This is a dying generation. When these old people go, there'll be nothing left out here. This is the end of Portugal. Traditionally, we can't allow that, right? So as far as we're concerned, this is a great opportunity. We are showcasing that this is a great opportunity for Portugal to hear our message. And our message is not to come here and destroy and destruct things. Our message is to come and preserve a way of life, preserve culture, to preserve the nature of this country. That's our message.
Okay, let's talk about it. Tá pronto? Rafa? This is the main house. Yeah.
This is the main community house, yes.
Yeah.
So we pray in here, we eat,
All.
we meditate.
You all eat in here.
Yeah, we all eat here.
You always
Downstairs.
eat together.
We eat together as a family. Yes.
Okay. And you have separate houses.
Separate houses.
Okay. So that families could live
Separately,
separately.
and have their privacy. Yeah.
But this is the main house where you eat, where you pray, where you do everything. Okay.
Precisely.
So besides this house,
Deixa eu
yeah.
só fazer uma coisa.
He was killing flies.
Yes.
Ok, vamos lá.
Okay. So, thank you for welcoming me. I'm a journalist from SIC Television. You know already that. Last week we heard and we read a lot of things. I want to ask you first, how many are you?
Well, it depends. It fluctuates. So we don't have a set number of people. People are coming and going all the time. We have many visitors who come and heal or experience our lifestyle, or come and learn about permaculture, about growing food, about diet, about health, about everything that we're doing. Some people stay for a week, for a month, a few months. So it fluctuates. We don't have a permanent residence. So it says anything from 20 to 40 people at a time. Yeah, that's about it.
But in the past, you were more.
We were more, but not on this land, on other lands as well. Around
In Portugal?
Here. Yes, in Portugal, around where we are. So there were people who were renting spaces or properties on lands around us. So we didn't have loads of people staying here, because obviously that's unethical and, you know, health and safety. So there's only so many people that can live on a 4.7 hectare land. So yeah.
When did your problem started?
Problems with?
Because you have a question with a neighbor.
Mhm.
I wonder if that was the first time that you face authorities.
Yeah, we've had no issues with the people of Portugal, the locals. We have very good relationships with many of the locals that are around us in the villages, in the towns. We often engage with them. We go to village markets. We introduce ourselves. We sell our products, our hemp clothes, our cakes on the table. And we make sure we let people know who we are and what we're doing. So we're not a closed, secluded sect like we've been portrayed by the media. We're actually very open and very honest and very transparent about who we are and what we're doing. As you can see, we've welcomed the press here and we've answered everybody's questions, and we will submit whatever information or documents that are asked for lawfully. It's not a problem at all. In terms of the law, we had good relationships with the local council. We've had communication with them, good communication. Yeah, we've not had any issues at all, up until, of course, our neighbor, who was unhappy about our presence, filed an issue because he said we were disturbing his peace.
Why?
Well, because he's been here alone for a long time. You know, before it was a couple, 2 people, and now we're a community. So from what we hear from him, he wants quiet. He doesn't want to be around many people.
He wants no noise.
He wants to not be around people.
Well, and issues about buildings too.
So yes, and we have no issues with the building regulations at all. So we've made this very clear. We have not said we are not going to comply with lawful building regulations. However, there's a small issue about observing our right to self-determination in terms of how we identify ourselves and how we negotiate whatever contracts that the government or the local council wants to engage with us. So this is not a problem at all. We have not been closed to it. It's just a matter of lawful jurisdiction. And we are here under Article 41 of the Portuguese Constitution, the best constitution in the world by far, by far.
Why do you say that?
Because it was written for the people, by the people, to protect people's rights to freedom of speech, to freedom of self-expression, to freedom of self-determination. And it's one of the only constitution that really specifies that those who choose to have the right to self-determination, as long as they're not harming anybody else, which we are not.
That's the 41, but there's another one
Okay.
who says that education is a right,
Absolutely.
health is a right, habitation is a right.
Yes.
So when you say that you are free to speak and
Yes.
free to tell
Yes.
and free to believe
Yes.
in whatever you want to believe,
Yes.
it's right. Our constitution permits that. But she doesn't permit that your children won't go to school.
No.
No.
The constitution says the right to education.
Yeah, domestic education.
So we are educating our children.
Yeah, but if you have any kind of protocol with the
Yes, according to our culture and according to our
with
beliefs.
Portuguese state? Have you have any protocol with the schools around? Do the kids do some kind of examination?
Okay, I'm going to say this again. Under the Constitution, we have the right, we must educate our children and we must give them healthcare and housing. We are doing all those things. The interpretation of what that looks like is individual for everybody. For some people it's private schools, for some people it's public schools, for some people it's sending them to boarding school, for some people it's educating them at home. There are tribes who educate their children in any other way. If
Yeah,
somebody comes to me and says to me, I do not have a right to choose how I educate my child, I do not have a right to choose how I look after my children, it's not my child. Who does that child belong to?
No, the child belongs to the child as his own personality.
Yes. And whose creation
Yeah,
is that child?
the child as his own
I agree.
personality.
I agree.
And that leads us to another question.
Yes.
That they are not registered
Yes.
in Portuguese state.
Right.
They have no certificate of
Right.
birth.
Right.
But you know,
They do.
They do? Where?
They do. Here.
In Pineal Kingdom.
Absolutely. They've got certificates of live birth.
Yeah, but they don't mean nothing to the Portuguese state.
We don't have
Yeah.
we don't have a contract with the Portuguese state.
You live in Portugal, so
That's true.
you must follow our rules.
No, I must follow the law, not the rules, the law.
Which law?
The law of the land
Which land?
of Portugal,
Yeah,
which is the constitution.
yeah.
We
So
don't have
the
contracts.
Constitution tells you that your children
Yes.
have the right to be educated.
Which they are.
No, but educated in a way that they
It
can
doesn't say that in the
fulfill
Yes.
all their needs of education.
Yes.
In Portugal, it's 12 years they are obliged to go to school. If they don't go to public or private school, they can have domestic education. But that domestic education must have a protocol with the educational district personalities,
Okay.
entities.
Okay. Entities.
Do you have that?
Entities. Okay. So I'm
Do
gonna,
you have that protocol?
yes.
Which school?
Within our Article 41 constitutional right, we follow our own spiritual
Yeah,
and
but
cultural
this
beliefs.
is telling me the same, that your children don't have any kind of tutor,
Okay, can I ask you a question?
teacher.
Can I ask you a question?
Do they do examinations
Can I ask you?
at the end of the year?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So first we must calm the energy.
I'm calm.
Do I have rights to your DNA? Do I have an authority over your DNA?
Oh, my
Your
DNA?
DNA?
I think so.
No. Does the government of Portugal have right over your DNA?
I don't understand.
Does the government of Portugal, can they come and take your DNA without your permission and do what they like?
It's not the same thing.
No, I'm asking a question. I'm not, you're jumping to conclusions. I'm asking a question. Do they have the right to take your DNA without your consent?
I was born in Portugal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if I'm a Christian, Muslim, if I have no religion.
Right.
I can choose whatever
Yes.
I want to believe.
Beautiful.
But my parents
Yes.
are not allowed
Yes.
to take me,
By
to
who?
take the right
By who? Not allowed by who?
by the state,
And who is the state?
the Constitution.
The Constitution says people have a freedom to self-determination.
But
So that means that...
self-determination is not the same as the right to be educated, right to health care.
Can I tell you a story?
Can I tell you a story?
Go first, and I'll go after you.
60 years ago,
Yes.
people in Portugal
Yes.
didn't have social
Yes.
health care.
Yes.
That's something that we conquered when we had the revolution.
Right.
For us, it's a right, it's a good, it's something that you can provide to your children. So why are you denying them
We're not.
that right?
So we respect that right for those who choose to follow that right. So people who choose that, we respect it. We're not stopping anyone from doing that at all. People are free to choose how they want to live, how they want to worship, how they want to educate. I'm going to tell you a story. Not so long ago, there were countries who went around the world and forced their rights on other people in other countries.
You are from United Kingdom.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm from this earth. I'm not from any country. I have no.
Yeah, but your previous name was Martin Kenny.
So I was raised in Africa. My lineage is of Moorish descent here in Portugal. I'm a Sephardic Jew, originally.
Oh, you entered in Portugal with the law of the Sepharditas?
I did not enter with that law.
Oh, okay.
However, I'm explaining to you what my heritage is. But originally, I'm from Africa, and my lineage is of Moorish descent of the Sephardic Jews.
So, but you have some kind of citizen card?
I'm not a citizen of anything. I'm a sovereign living man of the land
Where were you born?
in Africa,
Which country?
in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Can I know where?
No, that's as far as I'll let you know.
But then you lived in United Kingdom. Yeah?
Yes, I did.
You
live
don't deny that you went on
Oh yeah.
ITV in 2018
No,
to say that you were not very a believer of the man on the moon.
Yes, I shared my beliefs and my thoughts and my opinions, which is a freedom of speech. It's a right for everyone to believe what they want to believe. And I shared my opinions on it.
And still the same?
What's still the same?
If you don't believe that man landed on the moon.
It doesn't matter what I believe. My beliefs are my beliefs. I don't impose my beliefs on anybody, and that's not the issue.
Okay. So, but I was telling you, you have lived previously in United Kingdom. What do you think that would happen to your children if you lived there and you do what are you doing here?
I don't have an opinion on what I think would
But
happen.
you know what would happen.
I don't. I'm
No?
not a fortune teller. I don't have a magic ball that tells me the future. I don't know what would happen. What I do know is I've been called here by God to do God's work, come back to this beautiful land that my forefathers were from, and to restore the original natural ways of living in nature, lawfully and peacefully. That's what I do know.
But when you say, for instance, I saw the session when you went to the mayor, to Câmara Municipal de Oliveira do Hospital, and you asked for autodetermination. What do you mean by that?
Okay.
You want to be independent from Portugal?
No.
And Portuguese laws?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We respect, fully respect. We are here as guests. Yeah, we are here as guests. This is why this is an embassy. We are not looking to take over Portugal. We're not a political organization. We're not a government. We have no intentions of doing any of that. Our intention.
You just don't follow our rules.
No, I
That's
follow the
only
laws.
issue.
I follow the laws of the land.
Not the lands. Not you are not following the laws about your children, for instance.
I am.
That issue that we are talking about, the death of a child.
Right.
I'm sorry, it was your children.
Right.
I think that he was called Samsara.
That's right.
Well, can you tell us what happened?
Well, he fell ill and he passed away.
He was born in February 2021.
2021, that's right.
And he was your third
My third son, yes.
son.
Yes.
And what happened? He felt ill?
He fell ill with a liver and kidney disease, and we sought medical help, private medical help from private practitioners and private doctors.
Which kind of doctors?
Doctors and practitioners, health practitioners and health doctors.
Yeah, from social healthcare.
All I'm going to say is, until there's an investigation, if there is one, we sought medical help from private practitioners, and we did the best that we could for him.
Traditional practitioner.
Not traditional, even conventional.
Oh, from around Oliveira do Hospital.
I'm not going to disclose that information publicly
Okay, so
for privacy and health and safety.
and data protection.
He was born here by a natural birth.
Yes, he's one of 4 babies that was successfully born on this land. We've now had 4 babies born here. And yeah, it
And
was
all of those birds, those 4 births, they were, where did those women have their children? In hospital?
no, here
Here,
on the
at
land.
home,
Here at home, naturally.
with the helping
The
of,
way God meant it.
with the help of whom?
The help of doulas.
Portuguese doulas.
No, doulas from around the world. Different doulas, different health practitioners, alternative health practitioners. So we had a lot of support from a lot of people, which we're very thankful for, which is why we've had a 100% success rate of birth here at Pineal. 4 babies born healthy and happy, and mothers doing very well. Samsara's situation was very unfortunate, but I want to make something very clear. Everyone in the media is portraying the passing away of my son as if he's the first baby to die in Portugal. There are thousands of babies that die every month in hospitals all over Portugal. He's not the
Sure.
first baby to die.
So,
So you're
but they
making it
have
seem-
birth certificates, which your son didn't have.
Right, so a birth certificate is an option that people...
Did he?
Yes, he had a certificate of live birth
From which
From-
entity?
from the entities that created him and brought him into this world.
Kingdom of Pineal.
His mother, his father, and the family around him.
Yeah.
These are the entities that brought him into this world.
So you didn't make any kind of,
Contracts?
yeah.
No, we have no contracts with any government organizations or corporations.
So, do you know that you are in trouble now
In trouble with who?
with the Portuguese authorities because you have a criminal inquiry about the death of your son because you burn the body?
We cremated him, which
You-
is not illegal, which is not unusual. Many cultures cremate their loved ones.
Also, we do that too.
Great.
We cremate our
Oh.
our deaths.
Okay, so
Yes,
there's no problem.
but they have a birth certificate,
Because
and they
that's-
have and then they have a death certificate.
That's right. So we have that as
Did
well.
your children have
Yes.
a death certificate
A certificate
from a
of-
Portuguese authority?
No, because we don't have contracts with any Portuguese
That's the
corporations.
problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I'm saying to you, you're saying we are in trouble and we are going to face whatever criminal investigations and everything else. Again, we have no fear because we are here doing God's work. We are lawfully living our lives peacefully. We have no contracts with any companies or any corporations or anyone. We are peaceful people. We are living lawfully under the Portuguese constitution that was made for the people, by the people, to preserve their rights to self-determination. If people want to contract with the government, you're welcome to do that. We have no issues with that. Everyone is open to make their own decisions.
Do you firmly think that you won't go to jail?
It doesn't matter what happens to me. If they take me to jail, if they kill me, many governments have done many atrocious things. Even now, many governments are doing many atrocious things. There are people who are being killed by governments all over the world. So persecution of people who are sovereign and living their lives peacefully is not a new thing. Even in 2023, believe it or not, people who are growing food and living their lives peacefully can be persecuted and killed by governments. This is not new. We are not afraid. We are not afraid.
Yeah, but
We have no fear at all because we are here doing God's work and we are lawful people. And our revenge will not come from us, it will come from God.
yeah, but for instance, you were telling me that you wish that this place was like Portugal was 60 years ago when my grandparents lived here. But then, even then, my parents were obliged to make my mother's birth certificate.
I'm saying to you, I didn't say I wish it was like 60 years ago. I said I wish it was like in the forefathers, many hundreds of years ago, when we had tribes in Portugal, tribes who were free to run their own communities freely. This is what Portugal was before we had corporations that took over these tribal nations. So we have no problem with the legal structure in Portugal. We're not politicians. What we are saying is we are going back to the natural and organic way of living as human beings, which is tribal, which is communal, which is spiritual, which happened hundreds of years ago and was destroyed hundreds of years ago. So we believe that we want to restore what was destroyed hundreds of years ago. That is our calling from God. Because where the world is going now, we don't agree with it. Everyone else is...
Which God is yours?
My God, my creator, my spiritual God, the God that created nature and created this earth.
But is it a Christian God, a Muslim God, a Jewish God?
God does not have a name. God does not have a sect. God is just God. God does not choose based on skin color or based on where you were born or based on what emblem you are wearing. God does not choose that. God sees you as an individual soul and an individual spirit, regardless of what you look like, where you were born, and what your beliefs are.
Okay. So when you imagine this community, I don't know, 10 years from now, do you imagine it in here with hundreds of people? How do you imagine?
Well, our calling is we are here as guests to the Portuguese people. We are here to practice and to learn how to live this way of life. Many of us come from the city. We come from environments where we weren't taught how to connect with nature and how to live this way of life. So we are learning. We're in the process of learning. Our ultimate goal is we're going to have our own island one day. And when we have our own island, wherever that is in the world, yeah?
Physical island.
Physical island,
Oh.
yes. A physical space, an island.
But this is not the ultimate place.
No, no. This is not the ultimate place. We are just here, like we said, we are traveling nomads. We are visitors. We are travelers. So we're traveling here. We're an embassy as diplomats to this land. And when the time comes, we will move on to our own island and we'll establish our own cultural tribes, our own way of living that is separate from the rest of the world without interfering with anybody else's beliefs or anybody else's constitution.
Do you know that we've heard that before?
Yes.
We've heard that so many cults. You know, also someone from the 70s, 80s, 90s, most of them in North America. Usually they don't end up well.
But you know what's not reported? The cults that do end up well. That's never reported. Yeah, the communities that are thriving, have been thriving for 30, 40 years, that's never reported. The tribes around the world that live peacefully, that's never reported. What is reported is the one or two crazy tribes. That is what everyone is shown. How about the tribes that are doing well? How about the communities that have been going for 30, 40 years successfully and happily? Why is that never reported?
How did you get together in 2020? What moved you all to this place? What is the liaison that you have with each other? What is the glue?
Well, for me personally, I can speak for myself. Like I said, I'm not a leader of anyone. I'm not anybody's king, and I never want to be. I'm the king of myself. I run my own estate, my own affairs, and the estate of the people I'm in care of, i.e. my children. So those are the only people that I'm the king of, my children, because I created them with my own DNA, and I brought them into this world with my own energy, and my own essence, and my own manifestation. So those are the only people that I'm responsible for. So when I speak, most of the time, I'm speaking for myself, right? And my children at best. Until such a time they reach an age where they can make their own decision and do whatever it is they want to do. If my children get to the age of 16 and they say, Father, thank you for everything you've done. This life is not for me. I'm going to do something else. I will wish them all the best and send them off wherever they want to go in the world to do whatever they want to do. Until that time, I am their guardian and I will lead them according to my constitution, according to my beliefs, according to my beliefs and my right to impart my knowledge onto them as best as I can. To answer your question, sorry, can you repeat the question because I lost my lane of thought.
What was the glue that
The glue.
moved you all to Oliveira do Hospital, to Val Torto? How did you meet? What links you?
Yes. So for me personally, as you know, I had a spiritual awakening in 2016. I'm sure you've heard about this. No, in 2016 I had a spiritual awakening, and for lack of a better term, I spoke to God in my own way, and I received multiple visions. Let's call them that. And these visions told me that 2020 there was something very profound that was going to happen in the world, and that it was time for me to go back into nature and restore my ancestors' way of living. So when I heard this, that calling said to me, Portugal is the place you need to be for now, and this is where you're going to begin that process of learning how to restore that, and also be in a safe space for whatever is coming in 2020. So leading up to 2020, I made some videos on the internet expressing my views that I believe 2020 something very big is going to happen in the world. I mentioned the lockdowns. I saw lockdowns in my visions. I saw pandemic in my visions, and I've got videos from 2019 of me talking about what would happen in 2020. And when I released this, many people around the world resonated with this and said, I've had something similar. I feel something is coming in 2020. And we are resonating with what you're saying. What do we do? Where can we be to be safe when this happens? And I felt the best place to be is somewhere out in nature.
The pandemic.
The pandemic and the lockdowns.
I heard that, I think you put a market 2033 for something, for a reset.
Yeah, this is not something I'm saying. This is public knowledge. Many governments are talking about the Great Reset, including the Portuguese government has mentioned this. There's a Great Reset that has to be fulfilled with ESG, economic sustainable goals that have to be fulfilled by 2030, that money has to be transitioned out of cash into CBDCs, and laws have to be changed, and so many things have to be changed by the year 2030/2033. So these are not my opinions. This is what we're being told by the World Economic Forum, by the United Nations, the European Union, by many governments in the world, including the Portuguese government. So I didn't make this up. I'm just repeating what we've been told and what is public knowledge. This is not my information.
But why 2033?
Well, you need to ask the Portuguese government. You need to ask the World Economic Forum. You need to ask all the entities, the United Nations, the European Union. You need to ask them. I don't know. That's what they're telling us.
You are talking about climate changes?
I'm talking about changes in what does the Great Reset mean? What do they mean when they say there's going to be a Great Reset?
What do you think?
What is my opinion? Well, I have my opinions, but what I don't want to make this is a political thing, because I'm not a politician. My opinions are my opinions. All I can tell you is from what I have seen and what they have said of leading people into a transhuman paradigm, of getting people into a digital space, microchips and transhumanism, and what's happening with the transgender agenda, teaching children in schools about sexual things, pedophilia, all these things, we do not want to be a part of that in that world. They do not align with our spiritual beliefs. So these things are being pushed into schools. So how can I send my child to a school that is forcing children to learn about pedophilia, to learn about transgender and sexual acts at 6 years old? I cannot allow that. It's against my spirit. A 6-year-old should not know about sexual acts. So as a self-determined person, I have the right to say that type of education, I do not consent.
But how do you know that in our schools you have that kind of teaching? You don't know.
Well, this is what's being reported, right? This is
Where?
everywhere
Where?
around the world. I don't know what have you been watching any news about
I don't know. My only child always was a student from Portuguese public schools, and
in the past,
I'm
yes,
not-
but things are changing.
but do you know for sure
Do you think
that
that
they teach pedophilia in school?
this is not my opinion? There are law cases right now around the world that are proving that this is what is happening. We have people who are teachers, who are on this land, who left because they were being forced to teach children material that could be construed as pedophilia. Books teaching 6-year-olds about sex and where to touch people and where to do things. This is absolutely insanity.
Maybe they were trying to tell them not to be touched. How? No?
No, you need to do
your
the research.
And
Go and investigate.
And I'd love to just share that as well. Us as concerned parents, it's our duty across the whole world to research what our children will be learning. That is something we must have, is the freedom to question. If we are not allowed to question, then we cannot be free.
We're slaves.
So we must question. Even if we trust, we must question and see. And this is our right, and this is what we have done.
But do you also think that children must be taught by you, only by you?
No.
They're not taught only by us.
So
Only
who
by
teach
me.
them?
There's
A community.
There's many of
It
us.
takes a village to raise a child. It takes a community to raise a child. So our children mix with other children. They're not just secluded in this community, by the way. There are many other communities around here. Our children mix with those communities. They go to classes where they learn different things from other communities and other cultures. So we definitely encourage them to
But-
be more open-minded.
Do they learn about science,
Yes.
or do they learn that we live
Mathematics,
in a
languages.
geocentric
No.
They learn
galaxy?
both. They learn both. So we encourage our
Oh, they learn both.
Absolutely. We don't dictate to our children what they should know. We don't say to them, this is what it is. We say to them, this is what I believe is your father. This is what I believe. This is what other scientists
Do
say.
you understand that you are denying some kind of open-minded, educational?
No, what's not open-minded is not giving children the option to choose. Not giving people the option. That's not open-minded. That's not science.
No, you
True
are not
science-
giving the option because they will choose later.
Yes. So
But
if
they need to know first.
So what I'm saying to you is, my children, if you ask them about geocentric science, for instance, they know all of that because we teach them. This is what geocentric
But
science says.
We know from 600 years ago that we don't live in a geocentric
That's your opinion.
universe,
That's your opinion. I don't agree with
galaxy.
that. That's your opinion. That's what
No,
you...
that's not my opinion.
Yes?
No, it's proved.
Were you here 600 years ago?
No, but my ancestors proved that.
And how... okay. I'm not going to get into a debate about
Have you
personal
ever
beliefs.
heard about Vasco da Gama and so on?
Yes, absolutely.
So what did he do?
What I'm going to say to you is, I don't know what information was changed by anyone over the last 600 years. There's lots of knowledge that's coming up, we're realizing, that was changed by certain people and certain narratives for whatever agendas. So I'm not going to argue about
It's
what
an
was
agenda.
written 600 years ago. And I'm not saying there's any agendas. What I'm saying to you is, I have the right to choose and to question. And I want to give my children the option to make their own decisions. I teach them both sides of everything, and they can choose for themselves what makes sense for them. And if my children decide that, Father, the things that you're saying, I've read the other side, and they disagree with me, we encourage that. If you disagree with me, then that's fine, my son. That shows that you are a free thinker. That shows that you have independent mind.
Have you ever had a visit of CPCJ? It's I don't know how do you call it in UK, but it's the authority entity.
In the UK?
Yes, you lived in UK before,
No.
so in Portugal, CPCJ, it's the entity that notified you about children's
No.
are not going to school.
No, not at all. In fact, my children have gone to school before, even here in Portugal,
Where?
in Taboa. So my children, my youngest son did go to preschool, and for a year up until the pandemic.
Yeah, but the last 2 years, have you ever been visited from CPCJ?
So here in Portugal, we invited. They asked us to come and inspect us or to come and speak to us, and we invited them. We didn't sign any contracts with them, but we invited them because that company is a private company. It's a corporate company.
CPCJ?
Absolutely.
No, it's a
Okay.
public institution.
Yes. Okay.
All over Portugal,
Okay.
like in UK.
Okay. Okay.
They
Okay.
regard children.
Okay. I'm not going to discuss politics. I'm not going to discuss any of that. All I'm going to say to you is
But
this.
did you have a talk to them?
They came here. We showed them around our land. They spoke to our children, and they were happy.
Okay.
And they left.
They,
And we had
they
no
came
issues.
when?
Sorry.
When did they come?
2021.
2021.
Okay. Samsara was already born.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
he's
Yeah,
born.
he was
Yes.
some months old. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what CPCJ did after
Well-
that visit?
Well, we invited them. We didn't sign any contracts with them. We have no ties with them. But we invited them to come and, like we're inviting you. And they asked us questions. We answered the questions. We showed them around our land. They met our children and they left and they said everything was fine. And they were actually very happy with what we were doing. They said, this is fantastic. This is great.
So why is MP, Portuguese
Mhm.
authorities investigating?
I think what's very important in the world of free speech and in the world of fair media is that an investigation doesn't mean someone is guilty.
That's right.
So unless someone is guilty until a trial has proved them guilty, then what world are we living in? As far as I'm concerned, an investigation leads to a verdict of whether someone is guilty or innocent. So if we're presuming that someone is guilty, please let us know what the claim is so that we can address it.
Because there are many assumptions being made. And the media is tried us as if it's some sort of courtroom and made a decision on what they think. And many things very wrong. For instance, it was published that he had no medical attention whatsoever. What evidence is there of that? Who has taken due diligence to check there was no? That's slander. The media has gone out and slandered us with no evidence.
But what kind of treatments and health care did he have?
So I've already explained that we sought medical help from private practitioners and private doctors.
Can you tell me the name?
Not publicly, no. Again,
But
for
you
data.
will tell the Portuguese authorities.
I will tell anyone who has jurisdictive right and lawfully, who comes with a lawful claim, we will disclose that information and that data.
When you cremated your son, I think it was in a ceremony. Well, you left no evidence
Okay,
for forensic policy.
okay,
But you can be charged
okay.
of profanation of a body.
No, because I do not have a contract with anybody. My creation and my child that I brought into this world as a sovereign, self-determined living entity is my responsibility. I have all the evidence of how I brought him into this world. I can even explain to you how I created him with my wife, but that might be a bit explicit. That is our business. And as a self-determined community and tribe, under Article 41 of the Portuguese Constitution, we have done everything lawfully, including practicing our own ceremonies of births, life, and death.
Okay. Can you tell me the date where he passed away?
Yes, the 22nd of March 2022. Right? Yes,
So he was 13 months.
13 months.
Okay.
And you must know once again, we mustn't disrespect my son's life, my son's death, by sensationalizing his name and selling newspapers and video clips and disrespecting his spirit and his life. That is very
Can I
disrespectful.
talk to his mother?
So what I will say to you is this. Out of respect for his life, do not sensationalize this. If there is an investigation, the verdict will come out. And when that verdict comes out, you can report that.
Okay.
But do not sensationalize this.
I was asking you if I can talk to his mother.
I will ask her if she wants to speak with you. She
Okay.
is mourning. She's afraid. We've received multiple death threats from people as a result of your negligent reporting of false facts. We have received multiple death threats. We have people trying to come onto our land to harm us as a result of the way you have portrayed us.
Neighbors?
So, not neighbors. We don't know who these people are. We've had death threats. We have been called Nazis. People have told us they're going to kill us, put us in body bags and send us back to our countries.
Yeah.
People have told us that we are coming here to destroy Portugal. We are barefoot people.
Did
living on
you
the land.
Participate those threats to Portuguese authorities?
No, we didn't.
Why?
Because we don't feel threatened by it. We're not afraid by it. And we are here lawfully. Until such a time someone acts on those threats, we will not sensationalize any of that and give that energy. Because many people will say many things. People have opinions. If someone thinks I'm a Nazi, I don't get upset. That's their opinion. I want to treat others the way I'm treated. If someone thinks I'm something, that is their opinion. If someone puts that online, I might not like it. I might feel fear. I might feel intimidated, but they are right to their opinion. When someone comes onto this land to harm me, then of course we'll seek the right remedy from the right authorities.
And which is the right remedy for that?
Well, we'd go to the local constable, the local police, the guarda,
Oh, the Portuguese state.
not the Portuguese state.
So?
The guarda, which is here to protect people's constitutional rights, the GNR.
It's an arm of Portuguese state.
So what I'm saying to you is,
It's a Portuguese state.
I have nothing against the Portuguese state. I think you're not hearing me. I do not disagree with the
No,
Portuguese
I
state.
hear, but when you say that you receive threats,
Yes.
and when they be the day, I wish not, the day that they will be realized
Yes,
that you will call GNR,
yes.
so you are calling Portuguese state.
So I'm going to say this one more time. I am not against the Portuguese state or the Portuguese government. We love the Portuguese government. We love the Portuguese state. We're in support of Portuguese laws and rules fully. We love it. The constitution, the judicial system, all of that is beautiful.
Yeah, but you don't read the full constitution. That's
So
the
here's what I'm
problem.
saying to you. Here's
You
what
just keep with the 41.
Let me finish what I'm saying, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? So we're not against the state, we're not against the government, we're not against all of that. What I'm saying to you is, many of the statutes and acts, yeah, are not mandatory. They are optional if you're a living man or woman
Yeah.
with self-determination.
Education and health is not optional
Absolutely.
in Portugal.
And we give education and health to our children and ourselves.
In your own way. Okay, I understood that.
Thank you.
I was wondering, why is a football player like Pineal Sisto linked to you?
I'm not going to speak on behalf of Pione Sisto. I'm not his spokesman.
But
You
he
can ask him.
is the owner of the place?
I have no comment on that. You've already got that information. I will not speak on Pione Sisto because I'm not his spokesperson. You can get in touch with him and his representatives and they can answer for themselves. But I will not speak on that matter.
So I will ask Yas? Yes?
Ja.
Ja, sorry. I will ask Ja. Is that your real name?
It's my name.
Okay. You have no previous name.
That's my name. Please ask the question you want.
Today we heard that your wife, Katia, named Lila,
My wife
Here.
Leila, yes.
previous Katia, their parents are looking for her and they want her back with your daughter.
Mm.
I was wondering if you can talk me about that.
Mm.
If she's your doctor and Lila's, Katia's doctor,
Yeah.
also, and how is she?
My offspring are the healthiest, happiest babies you've ever seen. When you see her, which I will let you see her as well, same as the journalist who came yesterday, you're welcome to see her and meet her and see how safe, healthy and happy she is. When you meet my wife Leila, she can show you how safe, happy and healthy that she is. Any allegations made towards us, unless they are official, I'm not going to go into the politics of it. All I can assure everyone is that they can be calm. Everyone here is safe, happy and healthy. So if there are any official investigations that need doing, we're happy to respond to them. But everyone here is safe and healthy.
Does she have a birth certificate?
So every baby that's here has a live birth certificate.
From Pineal Kingdom
There is a live birth certificate for every single baby that's here.
and from Portuguese state?
We have a live birth certificate here. We have no contracts with the Portuguese state.
When you say contracts, you say any kind of liaison with the Portuguese state.
So if the Portuguese state wish to ask questions, I'm happy to answer them. So long as they have jurisdiction here, that's not a problem.
But you know that is illegal.
Yes. And I know what we've done is lawful. So all of the babies here have lawful documentation of their births.
Lawful that is not recognized in Portugal.
Recognized.
The Constitution, international
You're saying
law.
the Constitution is not recognized? Is that what you're saying?
No, no.
You don't recognize the Constitution
No,
of Portugal?
you make a bad interpretation of our
That's what
constitution.
you're doing about
Yeah.
making bad interpretation.
No, you make bad interpretation about
No,
our
I'm-
constitution. If you heard yesterday, for instance, the lawyers and the constitutionalists that were talking about Portuguese constitutional laws, law, it's only one law. You would understand that what you are doing is not legal.
Okay. We don't operate in legal, we operate in lawful, first of all. There's two different things here. There's legal and there's lawful. So many people don't know this, and that's fine. We'll leave this to the lawyers. But we are not under legal jurisdiction, we are under lawful jurisdiction as living men and women of this land.
Okay. So, Ja, Lila, is it possible to talk with her?
Of course.
You know
course.
that their parents are concerned
So
with her,
yeah,
so I don't know if she wants to send some kind of message.
she 100% wants to speak, and she can share what she's feeling and how she's feeling. That's not a problem. We have nothing to hide here. Like I said, the babies here are super healthy, super happy, and you're going to be able to see that with your own eyes. And I trust that once you see with your own eyes, you're going to share that information with the world in the same way that allegations and certain terminologies are being shared to try and paint a certain picture. Again, let's not sensationalize the lives of young babies, mothers, who are feeling all of the emotions from the way the media is portraying things. But the truth will always surface. And the truth is that the babies here and the mothers and the fathers are all happy, healthy, and we choose to live in this way for a reason. Yeah? So let's not sensationalize this. The baby is happy and healthy, as you will see for yourself.
Do you want to say something else?
No, he spoke for himself. He's his own man. He speaks for himself. He's his own king.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I can do a closing statement. I didn't know you were closing.
What's that?
To finish off, to round off, I can do a quick closing statement if that's okay.
Ah, you want?
Yeah.
Ok. O Água quer fazer depoimento.
Yes.
Tá bem.
Just for the record. Come on, you ready? So I really just want to close by thanking you first of all for coming here. We welcome you to our home. We also want to make it very clear to the people of this land of Portugal that we are here as your guests. We are here by invitation. This is an embassy. We respect, fully respect, and we honor the laws of this land fully. We're here to comply. We are not here to harm or destroy anything. We're here to preserve. The message here should be a group of people who are coming to preserve natural and organic ways of living. This is what we are trying to restore. And there is nothing wrong with doing that, with having natural births and eating natural food and living in a natural way like people did thousands of years ago. There's nothing wrong with that. There are many cultures around the world who do this successfully and have done for thousands of years and live happily and safely. So we're just here to do that and to be allowed to fully express that as sovereign, living, or autonomous, self-determined peoples. We're not implying or pushing anything on anybody else. And we respect the Portuguese state, we respect the Portuguese people, we respect the Portuguese culture, we respect the Portuguese way of life. And many people who know us around this area will attest that we are not troublemakers, we are not violent people, we are not loud people, we are not vulgar people, we're quiet, peaceful people.
When you say that you were invited, who invited you?
The people of Portugal,
When?
when we came here.
But has anybody asked you to come? No.
Anyone who has come here, do they have to be asked to come to Portugal? If someone wants to move to Portugal, do they have to be asked by someone to come?
No, of course not. But you said that you were invited, so I was asking who invited.
The land of Portugal invited us.
Okay.
The spirit of Portugal, the land of Portugal, the energy of this land, the God of this land, which we see and feel in the beautiful people. Not everyone here is beautiful. Many want to cause harm and destroy and are angry and have hate in them. There are many, but this is around the world. But most of the Portuguese people in this country are beautiful, loving, open-minded, warm-hearted, welcoming people. This is our experience of Portugal. So we don't count the few people who are being very negative and aggressive and wish us harm and want to destroy and have hate and anger. They are entitled to that. That's their right to feel that way and be that way. We focus on those who have love. And we thank everyone in Portugal who has shown us love and support, and everyone who sees our true intentions of who we are and what we're doing. We want to give you so much thanks, and we want to send you wealth, health, abundance, and good energy from God and the Creator.
Do you have well, you are here for 3 years. No, 4 years. You came in 2019. Do you have, what kind of paper do you have? Visa Gold?
Well, again, like I'm saying, I'm not here to discuss political matters. If there are investigations...
It's not a political matter.
Okay.
I'm just asking,
Yes.
for instance, for me, I was born here, I have a citizen card.
Right. I'm saying we're here lawfully.
We have immigrants that have citizen cards also. I'm asking if you have any kind of documentation.
Yes, we do. Yes.
What kind of documentation?
We will disclose those documentations when lawful authorities come and ask us for those documents. But we are here lawfully.
Okay. Rafael. So, is it possible to speak with someone else or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? And can we do it in here?
Well, what I'm going to say is yesterday we had journalists that came and visited us.
Jenna?
Journalists from CNN Portugal,
Journalists, yeah.
from TVI, and they had very great energy and they were very open and warm. They met our family, they had lunch with us, they socialized with everybody. If I'm being very honest with you, I'm feeling a little bit of aggression from you. I don't feel that much love from you. I don't think you really support what we're doing. That's my opinion. And in that space, I have to protect our women and children from people who might want to sensationalize and destroy us. And this is the feeling that I'm getting. As a father, as a protector, I must protect. But we're not hiding, because yesterday the journalists met them.
Yeah, but they didn't film them.
We've got it on camera. We've got it on film. If that needs to be released, we
Oh,
will
in
release
your
it.
camera?
Yes, we will release it. We will
No,
release
because
it.
you were saying that I could talk to your wives.
No, I'm saying that the way you have approached us, you have come here with an agenda, clearly, to paint us in a
I've
certain
come
picture.
here with the right questions.
No, you've
That's
come
different.
No, you've come here with a biased agenda. You clearly have your own ideas that you are
No.
imparting.
When my daughter was born,
Yes.
first thing that her father did was to make us a birth certificate,
That is
because we know that we are obliged to.
That is your choice.
No, that's not my choice.
Whose choice is that?
Law.
So are you free or are you a slave?
I'm not a slave. I'm free.
You're free. So if you're not free to choose what you do with your DNA and your children, how is that freedom?
It's nothing to do with DNA.
It is. Your children are your
Our-
DNA.
Our birth certificate has to deal with DNA. Can you tell me?
My children came from my DNA. Can you agree from that? Without my creation, those children would not exist. If I didn't make love to my wife and release my DNA into this world, that child would not exist. Yes or no?
But what?
No, I'm asking. You're not asking. You're answering my questions.
No, I no.
Yes or no?
It's nothing to do with that.
No,
A
yes.
birth certificate has nothing to do
I'm asking you a
with
question.
DNA.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay, on the birth certificate, who goes on the birth certificate?
The name of the father
Mhm.
and the mother.
So how did
and
the
when
mother
the child doesn't have a father,
Mhm.
because she always has a mother.
and a father, unless women are creating by
No,
themselves?
unless the father doesn't want to
Okay.
to give
So
his name.
Does your daughter have the same DNA as you?
For sure,
So your DNA is in your daughter.
for sure.
So DNA is part of
You.
your daughter and you.
Yeah,
Yes.
So if you
So where does
make
the government come into this?
I don't even understand
That's the problem.
the issue.
That's the problem.
So we are saying
know,
we have all.
I don't.
Mhm.
You don't take freedom from
No.
the children.
No.
Exactly.
When you-
Exactly.
Exactly. That's what we're
That's
doing.
what we're doing.
So all of
We're
our
not taking freedom away from our
all of
children.
our children have live birth certificates to say when they were born,
Yes.
at what time,
Yes.
how much they weighed,
Yes.
who the mother and father is,
Yes.
Yeah,
who
but
witnessed.
something that is not recognized
Recognized by
by
whom?
by Portugal state.
Okay.
That's all.
Can I say something? Do you know what the word registration means? It's to give away power. Do you know that? Do you know when you register something, you give away power? Power of attorney. If you register something to someone, you no longer have ownership over what you've registered. It belongs to somebody else. Did you know that?
Uh,
Yes or no?
when you bought this land, if you bought it,
Right.
you made a contract with the
I didn't buy
Portuguese
this
state.
land. I didn't buy this land.
So who buy it?
You know who bought this land.
Paiano Sisto.
Right.
So he made a contract
Right.
with the Portuguese state.
I don't know that information. You need to ask him.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say to you is this. I'm going to come back. If you know that registration is giving away rights to whoever you're registering to, you're entitled to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We don't discriminate how people or what people choose to do. So when you create a birth certificate and you register it with a government or a company or a corporation or an entity of any kind, you're basically giving away rights to whatever you're registering. That could be a car, that could be a child, that could be property, it could be anything. And that's fine. We have nothing against that. We support it for those who consent and want to do that. We are saying certain things, cars, we'll register. That's fine. Our children, which is my DNA, that is where I draw a line. Cars, land, all of these things, my children, my
you
choice.
may have problems with that.
And that's fine. We will deal with those problems. But I work for God, and God is the one that I answer to. I don't fear any soldiers or any guns or any persecution or any jail. Many good people have been killed. Jesus Christ was killed for his beliefs. Muhammad was persecuted for his beliefs. Buddha was persecuted. Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these people were persecuted. And later,
And do you compare yourself to them?
I'm saying to you, I'm not the first person to stand up for what they believe and be persecuted for their right to self-determination. I'm not saying I'm Jesus or any of these people. I'm saying I'm not the first. We here are not the first. Yes? And we know the consequences that sometimes when you stand up for yourself, people will try and kill you and destroy you because this is what's happened in history for thousands of years. But God has said to us, it doesn't matter. Stand up for what's right for you and what you believe in. And if we are persecuted and I go to prison for thousands of years, I don't care because I'm doing what's right. And I'm following my conviction and my spiritual beliefs. That's what matters to me.
Okay. It's done.
Grazie.
No, you're not. Can we take some footages from the place?
No, I think we can end it here.
That's all.
That's all.
That's
Until
all.
next time, we'll see how you release this documentation, this video, and if this video is unbiased and fair, and you are not sensationalizing and creating chaos for us, we are happy to invite you to come and stay here for a few days.
Okay. To stay, to sleep, to eat with you.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
Yes, but we will see how you release this. If the energy of this is fair and is not dangerous to our family and you're not sensationalized us, then we will cut any correspondence with you and will no longer have any dealings with you. If you show this in a fair and biased way, in the energy and the respect that we have shown you, and you don't abuse this right that we've given you to come and speak to us, I'm guaranteeing you that we would want you to come back and spend time with us and get to know us more intimately.
Okay.
And brother, what is your name?
Rafael.
The footage that you didn't ask for permission for, could you please delete that before you leave?
What?
He was filming all over there with no
I
permission.
filmed the interview and some.
This bit here,
Okay,
please delete that bit now, please. Give thanks.
We're going to trust
Give
that you're going to
thanks.
be an honourable man
Yes.
Okay.
and an honourable organisation.
Mhm.
So we trust that. But we've made our intentions clear.
And we give thanks for your time.
No,
It
we
is
really
true.
do.
It is true. We
We
do
do.
give thanks. We still respect.
We still respect and thank you.
So no,
We agree to disagree.
Yes, thank you.
That's
great.
That is
beautiful.
great. This is the human
Beautiful.
spirit. We can all agree to disagree.
Yeah, but I don't think that MP and Polícia Judiciária will.
This was the same in
Agree
Nazi.
on
This
that.
was the same in Nazi Germany.
This is from
This was the same in Nazi Germany.
cinnamon. No.
I didn't bake them. This was the beautiful women here.
It's beautiful, huh? One of the best
There you go.
muffins you've had. Delicious.
So,
People say that you also have drugs,
oh really? Which ones?
organic.
Yeah. Amazing.
Is it true?
Have you read our website?
Yeah.
Everything you need to know is all on the website. We have nothing to hide. So everything that we're doing, you can find there.
You say that you don't have artificial drugs.
Yes,
Yeah, it's for
only
sure.
natural.
What is natural?
Plants,
Medicine.
medicine, everything that grows
what?
from the soil.
Like, mushrooms? No,
The tea you're drinking is from this land. This is a drug.
I'm
It's
not
got
talking
caffeine.
about. I was talking about the.
We know what you're
Hallucin-
saying.
hallucinogenics. Psychoactive.
Yeah.
Right. There are mushrooms that grow wild all over in Portugal that are psychoactive everywhere. So it's not what we have, it's what's in the land, what God has put into the land.
And are there some of them here
Like,
in Portugal?
in Portugal, yes.
Huh?
Plenty. Yeah. Amanita muscata. You don't know
You know
Amanita
the
muscata?
red with the white dots,
Christmas
like
Santa.
Mario has.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Lo-
grow
Lots
in
in
the wild.
Portugal, wild, everywhere.
Okay, but this is free from that.
No, we would never give you anything psychoactive without your permission.
Because I can't have it, you know.
Never. We'd never do
I
that.
will kill you.
That's on the
Please don't,
record.
please
It
don't.
is all
You're the
recorded.
journalist.
Yes,
No,
yes.
no.
Excuse me, did you just say that?
No.
I'll just use that bit.
Yeah. It's good,
I will
good
deny.
journalism.
Good
journalism.
propaganda, huh?
It's interesting because journalists often you do this. You take one bit
Yeah.
and then you show it, and then it's like, oh, but you didn't show everything I said. You
Mhm.
showed one small bit, and you made me look a certain way. So in the same way, we could make a video. You saying, "I will kill you," and say, "This is what she said."
No, that's not the same.
Yeah.
It is the same.
SIC
No,
reporter
it's
comes to King of Pineal and threatens to kill them.
Right.
That's how.
That-
That's how journalists
I
work.
could have, yeah, I
No.
would never do that.
Not to say we'll ever do
I
that.
have to do my job. And my
Yes.
job, it says that I have to be true
Yes. Yes.
to my wallet, journalist certificate,
Yes.
to my constitution. So we receive
To your
all kind of people.
to your
in
constitution.
Portugal.
Yes. So the constitution is always above everything else. Yeah.
It's the supreme law of this
It's
land.
the supreme law of Portugal,
Give thanks.
Yeah.
but not only the 41.
No, of course not. There's so
Because
many.
if you grab
Yes.
just one
I agree.
article,
Yeah.
you miss all.
I agree.
Like a journalist,
No.
right?
I agree.
Like a journalist.
That's what are you doing?
Yes, like a journalist.
You are picking up the 41 article
Right.
and you think that it will make an umbrella for all that you are doing.
Right.
Do you know what it says?
It
Could,
won't.
could I,
Have you read the whole constitution?
that's what I was going to ask.
You have.
That's good.
Okay.
It's a great constitution.
And can I ask
About
another
economics,
question?
about our financial works,
Great.
educational, the right
Yes.
to choose whoever you want to be,
Great.
whatever you want to
That's
be,
great.
Right.
but the children they have the right to education.
Whose children?
Everybody's children in Portugal.
Everybody's children.
Everybody's
That's
children.
created by who? Who are my children created by?
They are created
By who?
by you. They are taught by you.
Oh,
But
Thank you.
they have to make school in Portugal.
They don't
And
have to
if
do anything.
they don't go to school, to public or private school,
Right,
you have to make a protocol
right.
with the
With the
school
people, with the
here
people.
in
Do you know what
Oliveira.
happened? Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
Portugal, a long time ago.
You can teach
Can I-
your children home,
Can I explain to you what happened?
and then at the end
Do
of
you know the
year,
history? Do you know the history of colonization?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
Countries in Europe, like Portugal, went all over the world and forced people in their countries to believe what the Portuguese believed. Forced and killed people and said, you will speak our language. You will learn our customs. You will do what we're doing. Took all the minerals out of these countries in the world and built this country. Yes? That was unlawful. This is still happening today, if you're telling me this. That even today, I cannot be independent and free to choose how I want to
No,
live.
well.
Just like colonialism.
Do you see this mobile phone?
Yes.
Do you know where lithium comes?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Where?
It comes from many countries,
Including Portugal.
including Portugal.
No.
Yes.
This comes from Nigeria.
Right. And Portugal.
If I were you, I wouldn't use this
We are working towards that.
because you are colonizing Nigeria
Do you know
and
what?
all countries in Africa. That gives
We agree.
everything that you have in this cell phone.
And
We
that-
agree.
So
And that makes you feel better, and that's good.
We agree.
no, that
Yes.
it doesn't. I'm not an hypocrite.
I have,
That's
a,
all.
I say-
I have a question. One question, please. Yeah.
Yeah, you are interviewing me.
Are you aware? Do you think that we haven't read the whole Constitution?
No, I show you. I'm
Okay.
sure you
read it
read the
every day.
Constitution.
Okay. Good. Do you think we know what the Constitution is, the whole of it, not just 41?
It's not what I want. It's the law. It's the Portuguese state.
Good.
Portuguese constitution.
I just want to say about the mobile phone, you're correct. Yeah? You're correct. We are in the transition.
This is chocolate.
I see you avoiding my eye contact.
This is chocolate.
Yes, there is chocolate and
Do
blueberries.
you know that we don't have chocolate in Portugal?
Okay. So if
Do
you
you
listen,
know where this chocolate came from?
do you know what a conversation is? Conversation is you speak, I speak.
Just proving
But-
our point.
No, but
Yeah?
you were
But
talking
you're imposing
about.
on me. You're not allowing me to speak.
No, you have your ideas that.
So can I come back with an answer to your question?
Of course.
Right. So I'm saying to you, I actually agree with you. And you are correct.
Yeah.
It's slightly hypocritical. We're driving cars and we're doing these
You are
things.
driving private cars,
Yes.
eating chocolate that maybe it was picked up.
Right.
Cacao, it was
But here's the
picked
difference.
up with
Can I answer?
tiny little hands from Africa.
Can we have a
from children
conversation,
of
or are you going to
12 or
speak at
14
me?
years old.
Can we have a conversation? Because you are doing the same. So you are also in the same boat. You are doing the same. So your finger is also pointed at you.
Of course.
You are also complicit. So we're both guilty. But here's the difference. We have started to take the steps to move away from that world. We are slowly taking those steps to change that. At the moment, we have to use social media to protect ourselves. We have to show the world who we are. Because if we don't, people will write the story for us and create a story that isn't true. When the day comes and we no longer have to defend ourselves from people who want to destroy our way of life, we will no longer use mobile phones. We will no longer use any of these things and cars. We are moving away from that. We don't wear shoes. Look at us. We're moving away. We're wearing hemp clothes that are organically grown, organic, self-sustainable, and we make our own clothes. More than 50% of our ingredients in our meals come from our gardens in our lands. We are slowly trying our best, but it's a process. We can't go like this overnight and disconnect. We have to slowly. Before we disconnect from the system, we must build some things to sustain ourselves. You have to give us credit. Please see where we're coming from. It's a slow process, and it might take 20, 30 years before we are fully self-autonomous.
Here in this land.
Self-sufficient? No, anywhere in the world, on earth. We are spirits that are on earth. The earth belongs to all human beings. All human beings belong to this earth. Every human being. And when we learn this as a human species, when we learn that all humans are the same, And all of us must be treated equally and the same. Wars will end. Greed will end. Suffering will end. We will truly see each other and help each other. This business of my, me, you are there, I am here. If you are starving, that's your problem. I have a job. I have money. I don't care. We carry on down this route, we're going to destroy each other and this planet. This is where things are heading.
I hope.
And God has told me I must do my best. And when I meet my Maker, I'll say, God, I did my best. Whenever my time is to leave this earth and I go into heaven, I'll say, God, I tried my best in the way that I could. And I said what I could, and I showed what I could to those who had eyes to see. And hopefully there are young children who will see our videos 20 years. Even if we don't succeed, it's fine. It's fine. Usually pioneers, sometimes they don't succeed, but they're here to plant a seed. That future generations, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years from now, people will look back at Kingdom of Pineal and say, these people knew what they were doing. These people were persecuted, but these people had the right idea. This always happens, by the way. This was the same with Jesus, with Gandhi, with Buddha, with all these people. They were persecuted during their times and only appreciated after they had died. That's
I
fine.
hope that you live for a long time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the kindness. Thank you. That's the kindest thing you've said to me so far, and I appreciate that.
No, I don't wish nothing
Thank
bad
you.
to
Thank you.
Of course.
You mentioned earlier that the parents are looking for their daughter when they've been here before. They know exactly
They've been
who
here
we
before.
are, where
They've
we are.
visited.
Yeah.
They've seen us.
They've been on this land.
So they're not.
Leela is in contact with them. She updates them.
They still in
Yes,
contact.
yes, yes. She calls sometimes 30 times in one day.
Yep.
The mother.
And
Sometimes.
Leela speaks to her, Mom, I'm fine. Everything's okay. Da-da-da.
And with that being said, before you go, please meet my daughter.
Can we film?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe next time, but
Maybe
definitely
next time.
not.
After this comes out, then we'll see. When you come and stay and do your documentary.
Oh,
Your secret investigation
With your hidden cameras.
with your hidden cameras.
I have no hidden cameras.
Not yet.
Por falar em hidden cameras,
Delicious, huh?
they are very good. Okay, everything from here.
We'd still love to help you with your
It's okay.
tripod.
Do you want to take some muffins with you? Can we put some for you to take home?
No, thank you.
Yeah?
I'm on diet.
Mmm.
Olá. You are Luna. Amelia. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah?
Yourself?
Yeah.
How was the interview?
It was okay. Well, we have our disagreements.
Hey, hey. Hello, gorgeous.
She's not sure about people who are new.
Hey.
Katia.
Lila.
Lila.
Sim. Paula?
Não,
Como é que se chama?
Amélia.
Amélia, falamos ao telefone. E o
Exato. Eu mandei
Rafael,
mensagem.
quer dizer.
Pois, já viu visamos.
Sim, let's speak in English so everyone understands, please.
Oh, I was... Hello. I was asking if Lila saw...
Yeah,
the
I've seen it is
vision-
rising,
vision.
yes. Yeah, I've seen it is rising.
And I was asking Ja if we could have an interview with you about that.
Yeah.
Timing. I think if you're going to do anything today, it's a statement. Because
Okay.
she's a good interrogator, and it's
Okay.
like it's quite biased in one sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're welcome to make a statement if you want,
That's your decision.
or we can speak
Okay.
to the reporters who came
That could be.
yesterday, who are like obviously very nice.
What do you think?
A statement, I think, is good.
I
Just
guess
just
so,
so your
yes.
mum can just so people can see you. There's probably people worried for you right now. So if you make a national statement to say whatever you feel is in your heart,
Okay, sounds
then I
good.
think that's good. But
Yeah.
in terms of like a pressured interview,
But it's your choice.
yeah.
It's an
Oh, mine,
She.
She. Sorry.
Ether.
And
Yala.
Yala. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yes. Gorgeous. Looks like a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does, she
She's
does.
pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
It changes, yeah. It changes.
Gorgeous.
It's both. Hello. Do you speak Portuguese? No, you
See?
don't even speak.
I
because
think her
you want
father's
to
DNA
live.
is very strong.
Yeah, they have 4 days.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Same day.
Same day.
Same day.
So here's she was born at 4:14. 4 hours 14 minutes later,
Yeah,
she was born.
okay.
4:14.
And she was
Look how magical.
conceived on 4/14 in America. So 14th of April, which in
Okay.
America is 4/14.
Okay. You were talking about 4. Where is the third children?
The third was born not so long ago. The mother is resting. It's only a few weeks old,
Oh yeah,
so she's resting and she's
here in this field.
yes.
Okay. Obvious, they are not vaccinated. No.
Well, we're not going to give our opinions on vaccination.
No, it's because I like to touch children,
Yes.
but I'm afraid to do it
Yes.
because
Yeah. In that case, no. 'cause
If
then
you have fear.
none of us here are vaccinated. With
I'm afraid not for me.
Yes.
For them.
afraid for them. Why?
Well, because I'm not might pass them something.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Because you're vaccinated.
No,
So you think you might give them something because you're
I don't
vaccinated?
know.
Well, that's interesting.
Were you vaccinated recently?
No, we have the
Coronavirus.
we are
Yeah.
no, not corona. No, we are vaccinated since birth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are vaccinated
Like most of us.
when
yeah.
we're young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and in Portugal we have a great vaccination plan.
Right.
For those who want it.
Yeah, of course,
Yes.
but it's great. Yeah,
Yes.
we have tuberculosis.
Hepatitis.
coming.
Ah.
You know,
Tuberculosis.
we've researched
Yeah,
all of
we've
them.
researched it.
We're not
Yeah,
ignorant.
everything.
We
we
researched
know.
I researched the side effects. I researched the success that it's had in regards to disease
Yeah.
before, disease after.
But for instance,
Yeah.
do you know that in France and some Nordic countries, Germany, there are some small communities that don't vaccinate their children.
Okay.
They are not a danger.
Yeah.
They don't represent a danger to the others.
Yeah.
Okay.
They represent a danger to themselves because when they get out of the community, they deal with that kind of diseases, you know, and they
So
are
it's the
not.
vaccinated that had the diseases, are you saying?
Where's the disease?
Lila knows because she was
No,
born in Portugal.
But where's the disease? In the air? Outside
No,
the community?
No,
Where's the disease? So if they're not vaccinated and they leave the community and go out, where are they getting the disease from? In the air that's outside the community or in the people that are vaccinated? Something to think about.
Okay.
Where is tuberculosis?
No, I'm not giving you.
I'm answering.
No, I
These
gave
are the
up.
questions we ask.
No, I gave up.
Just
for
think
thought,
about
huh?
it. Just
Just
think
for
about
thought.
it. Where's tuberculosis? Is it in the air outside our community and it doesn't come into our community and it
No.
floats around us?
Why
where's
people die of malaria in Africa?
That's a good question. Why do people die? Because people come and they vaccinate people and then there's malaria. Where there are no vaccinations, there's no malaria.
Have you heard of the Tuskegee project?
This is what's interesting. The communities that have not taken vaccinations, there's no malaria. The communities that have vaccinations have the highest rates of malaria. Thank you.
They look in danger, yeah?
No.
They are beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, give thanks.
She's nearly as chunky as me. Look. Nearly the same size. And this for us is what we're protecting.
Yes.
Is making sure that the truth is told about, especially about our children. It's very important.
Hey, okay. Rafa, tá?
Beautiful.
Well, can we film something else? No.
Not this time,
Next
like
time.
we said.
Next time.
Next time.
Okay.
Let's see how this comes out.
You can bring all your GoPros.
Everything.
Yes.
Okay. Lila. Então, see you next time.
Yes.
Rafa.
Tchau.
Grata.
How do you write your
Write your
name?
name.
Jota. Hagar. Jota Hagar. I don't like to let all the journalists know that I fully understand Portuguese. And then sometimes,
You fully understand.
mostly, yes.
Enough to know when he's being talked about.
Yes.
I don't hide what I'm saying.
Jota. Hello.
Only that?
Pineal. Perfect.
This is your Pineal,
It's our family
Name.
name. Yes.
and can you tell me what was your previous name?
This is my name here.
Mila?
Yes.
And the children, they are?
Very
No.
beautiful.
Okay.
Very
No
healthy.
names.
Okay.
Very
No,
well
I
looked
won't
after.
put the names.
Yeah, good. And Vizal said they wouldn't place an article, so right now my trust is a little less than it was before. Manuel
that
and
was
Aurora?
released
Yes.
today.
Yeah. They say we can't put the report without your permission because it involves the children. But still,
The report or the name of the children?
the reporter said they can't put the article without permission.
And can I just say, as a reporter, there is something that's going to come out. The Child Protective Services came here. They showed us a picture of a naked child, pornography, a naked baby, and said, we are looking for this baby.
And showed it to someone who never identified themselves.
That's pornography and that's child
What?
trafficking.
They came to the gate with a folder, the child protection
when?
people,
Last week?
maybe a month or so ago,
Mm-hmm.
with a picture of a naked baby, and showed it to someone that never told them who they were, what their name is, but they have this picture in a folder.
Of a naked baby.
But they showed it to someone in the community?
Who would never, they showed it to someone who never identified themselves.
So
me
they have
as
a naked picture of a baby.
But they were looking for a baby.
if I had a naked picture of a baby, I showed it to you.
But I don't understand the context.
Okay. The context is they came here based on a speculation that there was a baby in this community that they needed to investigate.
Samsara?
No,
It wasn't Samsara.
no. Another baby. But they had a picture of a naked baby, and they said this baby is here in this community, was born in this community, and we are looking for information about this baby. A naked picture.
What happened next?
We told them we don't know who that is, and we don't engage in pornography and child trafficking. You're coming looking for a baby based on a naked picture. That's your evidence. Who are the parents of this baby? Do you have permission from the parents of this baby?
CPCJ from here?
The social service,
Segurança
segurança social,
Social.
two members.
So your daughter, let's say, imagine your daughter is a picture of her naked, that multiple people, no matter what, Segurança Social, there is a naked picture of your daughter that people, adults,
Why did they come here?
to investigate
They
allegations.
said
To investigate allegations.
from whom? Whom?
It's to do with
It's to do with the
Leela's parents.
It was a photograph. It was a
We don't know if it was a photograph. What we know, it was a naked photograph of a baby, and they were claiming that that baby is their baby, and they wanted to know something about this baby because it's a
and
naked.
it was?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. But there's a picture of a baby.
I've
Naked.
seen.
Naked.
I took a photo of the folder. It's okay. You'll see.
We have all the evidence.
Yeah.
But this, you know, there's a lot of child trafficking happening in the world right now. The government agencies,
Yeah.
sex, child trafficking, pedophilia. So how can we just give our children to organizations that are being investigated for pedophilia and child trafficking and say, oh, because it's the law? It doesn't matter if they're child traffickers, it's the law.
Portuguese state is not a child trafficker.
Do you have proof?
Do you have proof?
Because
Yes, I
I
have my children, his children.
Yeah, and I maybe again as
So-
a parent, it's good to research. It's
Okay.
very good to research.
Many things are going to come out in the next few years. You're going to find out what's been happening in these government organizations and what Child Protective Services really is and what they've been doing behind the scenes with children that they take away from their
You were
parents.
talking about UK experience.
We're talking.
Worldwide.
You should do some research.
Do some research worldwide. Madeline McCann, you know, that disappeared here. It's a much bigger story. Much bigger story. It's all going to come out
You
soon.
remember Casapia?
Yes.
Yeah? You think that's just one, and that was it?
Thousands of children.
not.
No. You see, 4,500 children have been confirmed to have been abused through the Catholic schools, through the Catholic Church. You know this?
Protected by the state.
Confirmed.
Yes, and our
Protected by the
communities
state.
and everything.
Protected by the state.
By the fathers mainly.
Protected by the state.
By the parents mainly.
By people we're meant to trust. Huh?
So when the father of the home doesn't lead the way, the state is there to do it for them.
Yes. But we are here as the
Exactly.
fathers, and we have nothing to hide.
Yes.
Give thanks.
So I'm happy you can see, for your own concern, that the babies are very good.
And we're peaceful.
Well, we go in peace. I hope everything's fine. with,
Beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
the baby and mother. And well, I think that you will have Peugeot at your door.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
So,
Hey, gorgeous.
Oh.
Gracias.
Yeah, so yeah.
Leva o tempo.
leve.
Ah, okay.
Ok. Então, adeus.
Adeus.
Até à próxima.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bells.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It will be exhausting
Yes.
for you today.
Thank you.
Give thanks, give thanks. You have a great day.
Tudo bem? Vocês vão virar agora? Não, não, nós estamos ontem.
Hey, how are you? You okay?
Did you receive my email?
I don't look at the emails,
Ah, okay.
but
Hello.
I could say yes.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing?
I
bud?
was just
How are you?
Okay, good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
we sent you an email just to let you know that we would be out here around 1 o'clock. And just to let you know that
That
we
you're-
would be bringing no drones today, and
Okay.
obviously we hope not to disturb you anymore.
We appreciate that.
Okay.
That's the kind of, yeah, really good. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for your coverage yesterday.
No, thank you.
We can't
once again.
thank you enough. We are so grateful.
Yeah.
No, thank
We
you.
have tears in our eyes watching
Oh my.
how
It was, seriously.
genuine you were, and how
Really?
Yeah.
impartial you were.
Thank you so much.
So this is real journalism that is not happening in the world these days. So
Well.
we're so happy.
We only showed what you were kind enough to allow us to see.
Thank
So
you so much.
thank you.
Oh yeah, you're very welcome.
So we were just doing a live for our newscast, and I just wanted to let you know that we'd be here, so you wouldn't feel
No
bothered
problem. Do
or
you need anything from
invaded
us?
in any way.
You-
I
Would
don't
you
know,
like some
maybe.
water?
No, no, not at all. No.
Paula's closing the gates now.
Which one is the first? That one. See from the microphone, TV inside the kingdom of Pineal.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful.
It's something that I believe they like to eat.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
The other one, if you can just.
Oh, sure. Olá. E o desculpa, esqueci de dizer não.
Daniel.
Daniel.
How are you? Yeah, stop licking me. Why do you always do that?
Agradeço muito que aceite falar connosco e eu propus porque achei que fazia sentido. Estava a explicar aqui já? Your name?
That's jar.
Estava a explicar. Can maybe we speak in English so everybody
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I was just explaining that this morning as I was doing the live outside your gates, I was listening the broadcast, and I realized that a colleague of mine from Algarve spoke to your mother. And so I was listening to the statements that she gave, and I thought, well, I have to ask, if she wants to say something, if she wants to address any of these concerns, because I think it makes sense.
Please.
And I'm very grateful that you agreed to talk to us.
No worries.
Sadia. Yeah, so I came here a lot when I was younger.
I was going to ask you.
In the
if you
summers, I
want
spent
to
my
visit.
summers here.
Well done.
Yeah, we took we used to take baths in the river and all that when I was little.
And
It
you
was
still
amazing.
can do it because the river.
I did it like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's great.
It's cold. It's really
Because
really
it's
cold.
always running.
Yeah,
That's why
but it's
cold.
amazing.
It's beautiful.
Really refreshing. Yeah.
Good, Paula. Good. Yeah, you should come more.
Okay. I'm gonna turn on the
Is this
microphone.
good?
It's good for me.
Ah,
Just my colleague must
tu
come
queres que eu
here.
fique aqui? Pois é isso, eu estava a achar estranho
Eu
ficar.
pus o banco aqui, vou dizer que
Fui eu.
And I'm good here, yeah?
You're great there.
Because I'm not supposed to be in the picture.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
Yeah. It's only me. So we'll do the interview in Portuguese. Is that okay? Or
Please.
do you prefer? Okay.
Yeah. You
Yes.
think it's best just mother?
Yeah. If you're okay with being.
You are there, so I'm cool.
Okay. if there is anything, before I turn this on, if there is anything that you find uncomfortable or you don't want to talk about, all you have to say is I don't want to answer. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
I won't insist.
Espera aí.
Beautiful.
Mais um
Trust
segundo. Já agora.
Ok. Então agora sim vou ligar. A partir de agora estamos a gravar
Então,
som também.
deixa eu falar aqui o áudio.
Eu vi que vocês viram as reportagens que nós emitimos, não é? As reportagens de ontem.
Sim, e inclusive hoje o que tu me falaste ali há pouco sobre a minha mãe ter feito declarações.
Sim, viste, a peça entrou antes de eu entrar em direto.
Sim, também foi na TVI?
Foi na TVI.
Foi na TVI.
Foi na TVI. Quer dizer,
Também
eu não sei
vi.
se alguns outros canais também tinha.
Não vi, acho
Eu
que era.
sei que na TVI eu ouvi, porque foi antes de eu entrar em direto, eu estava a ouvir pelo
O já
pelo-
mostrou-me. O já mostrou-me.
Ok. Paula,
Está? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, está tudo
está
bem?
tudo em ordem.
Ok.
Quando quiseres.
Podemos começar então. Lila, uma das primeiras perguntas que lhe vou fazer, porque é uma questão que muita gente coloca e que muita gente duvida, é: está aqui da sua livre vontade, não está pressionada, não está obrigada, não está impedida de sair, está aqui porque quer?
Sim, eu cheguei ao Reino da Pineal há cerca de 3 anos, vai fazer em outubro 3 anos, e foi a minha decisão procurar um estilo de vida em que eu me inserisse melhor e que eu me encontrasse a mim própria. Ou seja, um estilo de vida mais natural. Eu estou aqui por minha livre vontade, tenho as minhas próprias ideias quanto àquilo que quero fazer quanto à minha vida, e aqui encontrei a minha casa, onde sou feliz, nunca tive tão saudável. Temos os nossos veículos, como vocês conseguem ver, que nós podemos sair, podemos ir aqui, ir ali, nós vamos onde quisermos. Estamos a construir uma comunidade autossustentável e é aqui que eu quero permanecer.
Tiveste a oportunidade de ouvir as declarações da tua mãe, ou pelo menos saber as preocupações que ela tem e que ela fez saber que, enfim, que transmitiu, nomeadamente em relação à segurança da neta, da tua filha. A tua filha está bem, é uma criança saudável, está segura. Se algum dia ficar doente, terá assistência médica, que é uma das preocupações que a tua mãe apresenta. O que é que podes dizer para tranquilizar a tua mãe? Se é que podes.
A Yala é uma menina super inteligente, super desenvolvida, rechonchuda, super feliz, super comunicativa. Está neste momento com 7 meses e meio e está super saudável. Nós temos todas as condições para dar segurança, conforto e amor dos pais, tanto meus e do meu companheiro, o Já. Em termos de assistência, nós temos tudo o que é necessário. Se for preciso ter alguma assistência, nós damos toda a assistência que é possível. Não lhe vai faltar nada, não lhe falta nada, e a única coisa que eu posso dizer é que ela é uma miúda super feliz. Eu nunca tive tão feliz, é a primeira experiência que eu tenho como mãe, é a primeira vez que eu vou ser mãe, e sim, ela não podia estar mais segura, mais desenvolvida para a idade que tem. É super comunicativa, super feliz. Apenas o que eu tenho a dizer é que sim, ela está super segura, super feliz e saudável, que é o mais importante, e segura.
Lila, ontem falámos, quando não estávamos com câmaras, estávamos lá embaixo, quando nos conhecemos, quando nos encontramos ali embaixo, falaste um bocadinho da relação que tinhas com os teus pais, com a tua família, antes de vires para cá, e também já depois de cá estares, que recebeste visitas, que estiveste com eles e tudo mais. Portanto, mesmo depois de chegares ao reino, mantiveste essa relação com a tua família?
Sim, eu mantive contato com os meus pais, inclusive no tempo todo que aqui estive, eu fui várias vezes ao Algarve vê-la, inclusive quando a Yala nasceu, eu fui lá, a minha mãe quis e o meu pai quiseram vê-la, eu fui lá, nós estivemos juntos. A minha mãe depois disso mandou roupa para ela e esteve cá, na altura que ela nasceu, e nós mantemos contacto telefónico regularmente. Eu falo com ela, ela telefona-me, pergunta-me pela Yala, eu digo que ela está super bem, e nós falamos, às vezes 5 minutos, às vezes 10 minutos, às vezes 15, portanto o contacto mantém-se. E eu escolhi este modo de vida que poderá ser diferente daquilo que a minha mãe queria para mim, mas eu sou maior de idade, eu escolhi o meu caminho, eu entendo a realidade dela, Eu entendo o lado dela, eu respeito-a, eu amo-a muito, ela e o meu pai. A pessoa que eu sou hoje foi graças à educação que eles me deram. Eu sou filha única, no entanto, eles foram sempre sólidos comigo. Nunca houve discordâncias dos dois em relação a uma decisão para mim. Portanto, eu só posso dizer que hoje o que sou, as decisões que eu tomei, a pessoa decidida e corajosa que eu sou foi da educação deles.
Portanto, aquela questão de a tua mãe dizer que não te consegue contactar foi uma coisa temporária, um acidente, mas a comunicação não está cortada, é isso?
Não, não está. Inclusive eu falei com ela ontem. Ela ligou-me porque ela viu uma das notícias em direto com vocês. Ela ligou-me, eu não atendi logo, mas depois telefonei. E falámos um bocadinho, ela tem as preocupações dela, mas eu assegurei, mãe, está tudo bem, estamos ótimos, como tu consegues ver aqui, está tudo certo, não nos falta nada.
Ok. Eu tenho que perguntar uma coisa, esta pode ser uma pergunta mais desagradável, mas por aquilo que eu própria percebi, a tua mãe pediu a guarda da tua filha, portanto, quer ser ela a criar a tua filha. O que é que tu pensas sobre isto e se, no fundo, isto ameaça de alguma forma essa relação que tu ainda mantens com a tua mãe?
A minha mãe fez coisas em relação à Ayala que eu não consenti. No entanto, eu não tenho não sinto qualquer rancor, ódio à minha mãe. Eu amo a minha mãe. E quando eu penso nela, eu não sinto nada dessas emoções negativas. Como eu te disse, eu entendo o lado dela. Ela vive uma realidade completamente diferente que eu não posso impor. No entanto, eu escolhi a minha realidade. Eu antes de ir para o Reino da Pineal, eu acho que não queria ser mãe. Quando mudei para aqui, eu disse, é aqui o meu lugar e aqui é que eu me sinto segura para criar uma família. E decidida como eu sou, hoje tenho o meu companheiro e tenho uma filha. E quero ter mais 2 filhos. Portanto, a Yala nasceu em casa, segura, por meios naturais e está super saudável. Super crescida, não tem qualquer problema. Com a minha mãe, pois eu só posso respeitar o que ela faz, o que ela diz. Gostaria que não entrássemos por caminhos judiciais ou da lei, que nos pudéssemos entender cara a cara, mãe e filha, mulher para mulher. E a única coisa que eu posso dizer é que não tenho qualquer rancor dos meus pais. Amo-os muito e gostava que as coisas se resolvessem um dia a bem, sem que tivéssemos que entrar neste tipo de situações com o tribunal. Porque no fundo eu sou mãe, ela também é mãe. E acho que a gente se consegue entender uma ou outra, de mulher para mulher.
Tens medo de perder a tua filha?
Não, ela não vai para lado nenhum.
E os teus pais, se quiserem continuar a vir aqui, ver-te, ver a neta, são bem-vindos?
São, sem dúvida. Eu amo eles muito e gostava de voltar a vê-los mais uma vez. Quando o tempo estiver certo, porque neste momento há disputas em tribunal, eu gostaria que isto ficasse resolvido. Sim, é isso.
Tá, agora, eu queria vir aqui para este lado fazer umas imagens continuo a fazer uma conversa, só vou fazer umas imagens com uns planinhos de corte para depois poder ser pintada a sua entrevista, pode ser?
Sim.
Óbvio.
Mudamos.
Não,
temos
vocês
que
ficam
manter a mesma...
eu é que vou-me...
No meio eles usarem só as imagens, eu já desliguei o microfone a partir de agora.
Okay.
Estamos em off novamente.
É isso.
Portanto, agora vamos só fingir que continuamos a conversar.
Não há som.
Pronto.
É isso, é só...
Pronto, aquilo que tu disseste que a tua mãe fez à polícia é a questão de registar a tua filha, não é?
Sim,
Sem
o meu consentimento.
o teu conhecimento. Mas com o teu conhecimento ou não?
Não. Eu só
soubeste
soube
agora?
depois quando recebi cartas do tribunal.
Recebeste aqui cartas do tribunal?
Sim.
Mas relativamente agora à questão da custódia, relativamente à questão do registro?
Não, relativamente a questões de comparência para entrevistas.
Ok.
E mais não posso revelar.
Claro, pronto. Eu ontem, acho que também foi na parte informal da conversa, o Água disse-nos que tinham recebido uma visita da CPCJ à primeira altura, alguns durante o ano passado, só para ver as crianças, não teve nada a ver com isso. As crianças, portanto, a CPCJ não veio cá por causa da tua filha.
No passado, não.
Oh, não! Oh!
Sério? Não, a resposta é não. Ano
Não
passado.
tinha nada a ver com
não,
isso. Pois,
não.
ok. Terá sido outra preocupação qualquer relativamente a.
Sim,
crianças em
eu
geral.
desconheço essa visita, realmente o que estás-me a dizer. Eu não,
Foi ontem o Água que nos disse durante a
Ok.
conversa. I'm sorry. Maybe I misunderstood, but I believe Água yesterday when we were talking, at some point he said that Child Protective Service had been here once last year just to check on the children.
2021, yeah.
2021, so two years
I was
ago.
saying to Paula, I don't remember that.
Yeah. You might have been in the
Maybe
Algarve.
maybe I was out or something.
Yeah. It
Okay.
was for the day they came. They looked around. We spoke with them. They
okay.
spoke with the futures, and then
Okay.
they were like, no concern.
Yeah, I didn't.
You call your children futures.
Yeah.
Did I understand that
Yes.
correctly?
Yeah,
Okay.
futuros.
Futuros.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
That's
proper name.
it's catchy. It is.
It's a great name,
It's
Paula.
interesting.
Do you have futures?
I do not have futures.
Do you want
I
to have
don't.
some?
I don't think so. I don't know. I never really thought of it and now I'm 43, so
It's okay, still young, no?
it's still time, yeah. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe not.
Do you have a partner?
Yeah, I do. I
That's
do.
good.
Yeah, but we have a very busy lifestyle. You may have picked up on that yesterday. With the phone always ringing like every 5 seconds, and now we go here and now we go there. So it's
As long as you're happy.
yeah. I am.
You
yeah.
travel a lot?
And I am very peaceful with that decision in
Good.
my life. I
Good.
don't.
Good.
I'm not. I don't resent the fact that I don't have children.
That's
yeah.
the most important.
Yes, of course, because
Yes.
many women don't feel complete and don't feel whole
It's true.
without children, and I never felt that way. So that's
Good.
that's good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. You were asking something else. If we were
Do you
always-
travel?
I travel for vacation mostly for
Yes.
leisure. I love to travel. Yes,
That's
I love
cool.
to know other cultures, other countries, other places. Yeah.
Good.
On work, not so much.
Yeah, on work you stay here. In
Mostly
Portugal,
in Portugal. Yeah. Sometimes I go up north or something, but mostly here. Yeah.
Okay, but you get to see some of Portugal as well, which is
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. It is. We have a wonderful country. Even knowing.
We do.
The more countries I know, the more places I know in the world, the more I realize that our country is peaceful. It's wonderful to live in. It's right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I like it too.
And we have a lot of different landscapes. Yeah, we have it
Yes.
all in just
Yes.
this tiny little bit. So
And it's not a lot of people living in this country. You know, I have so many areas with a low population
yeah, like here in the
density.
Beiras.
Yeah, especially these areas here. It's more
True.
the coast that there's more people
Yeah.
like Lisbon, the Algarve, but the rest is like
Mhm.
it's a peaceful
Only-
areas.
Only like a couple of years ago, I knew Trás-os-Montes, Bragança, and it's so isolated. I think it's even more than here.
Yeah, probably. And the Alentejo is good as well. It's not isolated, but it's such a big region,
Yeah.
and there's the cities and the towns are so small that you feel so like so free.
Open air. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents are from there, and I
From
used to
Alentejo?
I
No.
used to
But
spend
they
a
live in
lot of time.
Lolé, right? In the Algarve.
Yeah. Yeah, we moved. I was 11. I was born in Lisbon, and then I moved to the Algarve when I was 11.
Ah, okay. So you lived most of your life
In the
Algarve.
Algarve, yeah.
Vou fazer só contigo depois 2, 3 planinhos daqui, tá bem?
So everything was peaceful yesterday with the ladies and everything after we were here, because I know you've been receiving other journalists. And,
Yes.
it's been very busy
It was,
for you,
Yeah,
from what you're used to. Yeah.
SIC today.
Yeah, sick.
It
Yeah,
Sick
was,
today,
it
yeah.
was.
we crossed paths as they were leaving. We are outside doing our lives, so we crossed paths on their way out. I don't know what's wrong with me
Cool
today. I
sick.
can't.
Not to forget Paula, Carolina, your colleague, she left a shirt here.
Carolina from
Yes,
from
from the
yesterday
interview.
from CMTV.
Can I give it to you?
Yes, of
Will you
course.
see her?
I'll call her.
Thank
and,
you, because she
and-
contacted us saying she left it and she wanted us to send. But if it may be easier if you take it with
That's
you.
perfect.
Okay.
her.
Do you have her phone number?
I'll tell Royale to say that we give it to you,
Okay.
and she can
She-
you girls can just
Yeah.
get in touch
Okay.
with each other.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
cool?
Perfect. Yes.
Thank you so
perfect.
much, Paula.
I think she's staying in Oliveira as we are.
Thank
so
you.
we'll meet there today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. No
Yes.
problem. Sure.
Sounds good.
we also had another colleague from Observador, do you know? The
Yes,
newspaper?
Rita, she contacted
She
me
was here
through
this-
Instagram, but then I
this
told her to
morning.
forward the request to our official email, Pineal Foundation.
Yeah,
So she contacted us.
okay. She was here this morning also.
I saw her car actually on the road.
Oh, okay.
We haven't spoke to her like directly yet.
Yet, okay. So a lot of requests lately, yeah?
Yeah, it's good. It's all good.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great.
Of course.
We talked a lot, I was telling, we talked with a lot of people around here, from the villages around, about you, to know how they felt about you being here,
Yes.
what did they know about you and all that. And I think the general feeling is that it's all been very
I
peaceful.
know. I speak the native language. We always made contacts with the locals. We know, for example, in Subreda,
Mm-hmm.
we know a few people that work with us. We have Zé, which is a big farmer. He comes and delivers stone
Soils,
for
yeah.
us, soil, manure. The people that live around us are doing the same as we do. They're cultivating the land, they're taking care of the land, drinking from the local water, the local springs.
Yeah,
It's the only difference is the age, really.
yeah. They're all older, aren't
But
they?
they're
Population here is
I guess the
older.
population here is like an average 50 up.
Yeah.
But they're doing the same as us, cultivating our own land, taking care of us, just living a peaceful
Yeah.
life.
As I was saying, I came here during the summers for all my teenage years, and you were talking about drinking water from the springs, and I remember drinking water from water mines. Do you know what water mines are?
Mines,
Like tunnels where
Yes.
the water comes out and then they just barricade the exit so the
Yeah.
water builds up
It's
inside.
kind of a spring,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Uma nascente.
Yeah,
Mas
but
eles chamam-lhe mina.
no, because the nascente is very far away, so the
Yes,
water
yes.
comes down and then at some point they stop it there.
Yes.
And I remember drinking water like, I don't know, with a cup or something. That thing that they used to take, how do you say, resina dos pinheiros.
The resin from
The
the
resin.
pines.
Yeah, there's kind of a cups, large cups made of louça de barro, I think.
Okay, clay, made of clay.
Yeah, made of
Same
clay
thing.
that
Yeah, yeah.
extract the
Wow.
resin. So we use that to take the water out of the mines
I know.
and drink it. And I remember there were like thousands of spiders hanging from the ceiling of the mine.
Yes.
And today I'm not sure I would be able to do that, but when I was a child, it tasted amazing.
It still does,
Paula.
yeah.
Uns paninhos contigo são.
Queres comigo?
Se depois se quiserem usar, usa, se não quiserem, não.
Tá bem, mas pronto. Então agora vou ter só que ficar a ouvir, não é? Ali no outro lado. Agora é tu vez de falar e eu só posso ficar aqui caladinha a ouvir.
Ok. Pronto, ora, o que eu posso contar? Também viajei bastante pela Europa, visitei bastantes países na Europa, estive no Brasil, já estive em Marrocos, mas como tu disseste, Portugal é um dos países mais espetaculares que eu tive. O único país que eu diria que eu mais gostei além de Portugal foi o Brasil e Marrocos. Também, o Brasil é espetacular também.
Eu não conheço o Brasil, conheço Marrocos.
Tive,
Um bocadinho.
Tenho uma amiga lá que vive lá há 6 anos, uma grande amiga minha, que eu conhecia quando vivia no Algarve. E ela está lá há 6 anos, tem um companheiro dela vive lá com ela. E estive lá, ela foi ao casamento dela durante 15 dias e disse, acho que devia ter ficado mais tempo. Ficou tipo um mês, mãe. Foi
Tu
excepcional.
devias estar aqui com que idade?
Aqui para o Reino da Pineal,
Para o Reino.
35, estou com 38.
35, 32. Depois ainda...
Vai fazer 3 anos em outubro.
Claro, ainda tiveste muito tempo para viajar e para fazer
Sim,
muita coisa.
viajei bastante,
antes de-
viajei bastante.
antes
E
disso.
como eu te disse, quando eu vivia
It's done.
no
Well
Algarve,
done.
tá?
Ok.
Meio. Não sei se quero chatear um pouco mais as pessoas. Se for possível, só se for possível, sem incomodar muito, fazer umas imagens com vocês sem identificar um lugar neutro, com os 2, 3 passinhos juntos.
Quem?
Eles os dois.
Deles ou
Sim.
comigo também?
Não,
Deles.
Deles dois.
Não sei se eles querem fazer.
Pronto,
You have
eles.
to ask.
É isso que estou a dizer.
Ah.
So that I ask.
Ask,
have to ask.
please ask.
Okay, so my colleague is asking if you would
Just
mind.
it is possible.
You mean from behind, from the backs?
From behind? Yes.
Okay.
It's a little bit
Or
steps,
maybe,
yeah.
or the feet.
Yes.
Okay.
You know,
So he's.
geral,
You're
mesmo
checking your feet.
sabe?
Yeah, yeah.
No, he was asking if it's possible, if you mind, if he filmed you like walking, just some of your footsteps and you from behind, just your backs, without identifying your faces.
So how about we start walking up towards the gate, you do a bit of filming, and then you end up, you film us going up towards the gate, and then you can just come back down, get in your car,
And get
and then
your
we'll
car.
meet you at the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay.
Perfect.
I just need just an image with them walking a little bit.
Yeah, perfect.
And
Yes.
I do a general, image.
Yes, an open,
and
an open.
open,
Yes.
open, and the medium,
Yeah.
and some
Okay.
detail shape.
Just to finish it off, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
That's it. Yeah, beautiful.
When will this go live?
I'm not sure actually. I think maybe tonight.
Yeah, it will be done.
I don't really know. We'll send it afterwards.
Yeah.
It's very
And
quick. Yeah.
I believe tonight. I'm sure they'll want to use it because they have your mother's statement, so they're gonna want to have yours as well. Yeah, probably.
Perfect. Always, thanks.
Yeah, thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We're here doing our job.
Yes,
Learn
it's
to
done
speak
already.
English so well.
Well, we were talking about it yesterday. He was asking
She's
you
speaking English.
because you
I'm-
speak so well.
Yeah, I speak really well.
Actually, I think, of course, I had English in school. I studied English in
Yes.
school, yeah, for like 12 years.
Yes, yes.
But
yes.
actually, I remember I spoke a little bit. I learned a few words and a few phrases by listening on TV.
Yeah.
Films, series, on all that. It sticks. Music.
Yes.
When we were little, all we heard was English music, right?
Exactly the same.
So you pick up,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, me
And then
too.
as long as you keep practicing,
That's
it
right.
stays with you. Yeah.
Because all the movies we had in television were American or English, and they had the subtitles.
Yeah, but you listen
So
to the
catch up
but you listen to the original, so
Yes.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
That's good.
Of course, that is our role. It is the definition of journalism. So yeah, we have to address all the aspects of the question, and we have to pose the questions, even if some of them are not as pleasant to hear. And I realized yesterday some of the questions we were posing to Agua. I felt like we were invading in some way your privacy. I understand that you like to live privately, and some of these matters you feel are of your own concern. And I noticed it was unpleasant for him to share and to open that to the outside world. However, it was my job
Yes.
to pose those questions. Yeah. So we try to pose it in a way that is not unnecessarily unpleasant. I don't have to be aggressive to ask the right questions, right?
Yes, yes, correct.
So that's the point. So we have no agenda. We have to ask the questions. We want to ask the questions. We want to get the answers, but we don't have to be aggressive about it, and we don't have to be defensive. That's my
Perfect.
posture.
Beautiful.
I hope
Excellent.
it's okay.
It's really good. Really good.
Okay,
Wonderful. Okay.
let's do this.
Blue skies beneath the water, moving tides throughout the day, sharing time with all their loved ones. This country knows I want to stay.
Portuguese are from her heart. When they smile you can see they do it all out of love. They invite you and me. Oh, beautiful Portugal, the land of my dreams. It's like making love with your incredible scenes, and all the honor from me belongs to what I see. Belongs to what I see.
Blue skies beneath the water, moving tides throughout the day,